All right, let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever watched someone who's insanely disciplined, waking up early, studying consistently, hitting goals, and thought, how are they doing this so easily? Like, are they built different? Do they have some secret motivation source? Or are you just missing something? Because here's the truth no one warned you about. There is a discipline shortcut, but it's not the one you think. And once you see it, you'll realize why discipline has felt so hard your entire life. The lie we're all taught about discipline. Most of us grow up believing discipline means one thing: forcing yourself to do things you hate, pushing through pain, being hard on yourself. So when discipline feels awful, you think, yeah, this is normal. But here's the problem. Your brain remembers pain. And when discipline equals pain, your brain quietly starts avoiding it. That's why you procrastinate. That's why you burn out. That's why you fall off after a few good days. Not because you're lazy, because you trained your brain to fear discipline. I used to do this thing where I'd hype myself up. I'm gonna wake up early. I'll study for hours. I'll fix my life starting Monday. And for like 2 days, I felt unstoppable. Then suddenly, everything felt heavy. My brain felt tired. Studying felt painful again. And I thought, wow, I really don't have discipline. Turns out, I was doing discipline the hardest way possible. Because the shortcut isn't about pushing harder. It's about making discipline feel safe. Let me explain. The discipline shortcut no one talks about. Here it is. Discipline doesn't come from force. It comes from identity alignment. Yeah, I know that sounds abstract. Stay with me. Your brain is always asking one question. Is this who we are? If the answer feels like no, it creates resistance. So when you try to study for 3 hours, wake up at 5 a.m., or suddenly act like a super productive version of yourself, your brain goes, hold on, that's not us, and it fights back. That fight, that's the pain. What disciplined people do differently. Here's what they don't tell you. Disciplined people don't force habits. They become the kind of person for whom the habit feels normal. That's the shortcut. Not more willpower, not more motivation, but shrinking the gap between who you are and what you're trying to do. So how do you actually do that? This is where it gets practical. Step 1. Lower the identity gap. Most people aim too far ahead. They try to act like the future version of themselves overnight. That creates massive resistance. Instead of saying, I'm someone who studies 4 hours a day, start with, I'm someone who opens the book every day. That sounds small, but it's powerful, because your brain goes, yeah, we can do that. And every time you keep that promise, you're telling your brain, this is who we are. That's how discipline starts to feel lighter. What's happening in your brain? This matters. Every small follow-through strengthens focus and self-control circuits in your brain. More repetition equals stronger connections. That's literally functional brain volume increasing. Not in a motivational way, in a biological way. Discipline isn't magic, it's neural training. I stopped trying to be productive. I focused on being consistent. And weirdly, discipline stopped feeling dramatic. It became boring. And boring is good. Step 2. Stop using pain as proof. A lot of people believe if it doesn't hurt, it doesn't count. That belief will destroy your discipline because your brain associates pain with danger. Instead, aim for slightly uncomfortable. Not miserable, not exhausting, just enough effort that your brain learns this is safe. That's how you avoid burnout and actually stick with things. But there's one mistake that ruins all of this. Most people never notice it. Step 3. Never miss twice. This is huge. Missing once doesn't hurt discipline. Missing twice does. Why? Because your brain starts forming a new identity. I'm the kind of person who skips. So here's the rule. You can mess up, you can have bad days, you just don't repeat them back to back. Even if the comeback is tiny. 5 minutes, one page, one problem. That single action protects your identity, and identity is the real shortcut. Why motivation is a trap. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. If you wait to feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. Disciplined people don't ask, "Do I feel like it?" They ask, "What does someone like me do next?" That shift changes everything. Step 4. Reward the identity, not the result. This one changed my brain. Stop only celebrating outcomes. Start rewarding showing up. Not, "I'll finish everything when I relax," but "I showed up today, that counts." Your brain starts linking discipline to pride, not pressure. And when that happens, discipline becomes self-reinforcing. Now let's talk about why this makes you mentally stronger overall. How this builds a stronger brain. When discipline is consistent and non-threatening, your brain adapts. You build better focus, stronger working memory, emotional control under stress, mental stamina. This is why disciplined people look calm. Their brains are trained, not stressed, not constantly fighting themselves. Step 5. Design your life for the new you. Willpower fades, environment stays. Make discipline the default. Phone in another room, notes already open, clothes laid out, clear desk. The less friction there is, the less discipline you need. That's the real shortcut. If discipline feels painful, it doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're asking your brain to be someone it hasn't practiced being yet. Practice makes it painless. You don't need more discipline. You need smaller promises, safer starts, a stronger identity. Try this tonight. One tiny action that matches the person you want to become. Not dramatic, not perfect, just consistent. That's how discipline stops hurting. That's how your brain grows. That's how everything changes. Let's level up together. You're closer than you think.